Pancho loves Rosita can be read in an old notebook from a junior high friend of mine. Darling, don't forget to get a milk carton and 2 avocados before you get home. There is a note held by a magneto on the fridge. This dessert belongs to Mary. Don't eat it. Appears on a lid somewhere in an office. And well, the all love poems I once wrote. From the moment we learn to read and write, we take reading words not only as a tool to communicate, but as means to express, organize, share, and reflect on our thoughts and ideas, from the simplicity of everyday life to the complexity of academic literary text. There are a lot of tips to practice writing. Great authors like Edgar Allan Poe, Charles Bukowski, or Ray Bradbury, to name a few, have established basic rules to make reading word a two-way experience. Readers and writers. Grab a pencil or keyboard and imagine that beside the note on the fridge, there is another one that reads. And remember to watch Vitamina C to take ideas to how to improve your final essay. A well-realized text communicates its objectives without falling into redundancy or hollow phrases. Less is more. Strength is a resource that allows both a writer and reader to avoid distractions and get the information they need. The writer has to be certain on what he wants to communicate. The reader must get through this process, comprehension and understanding. Without these two elements, it seems impossible to establish a communication cycle, reading's word main goal. Before facing a blank sheet, read. Read more than you think necessary to develop your ideas. Search for texts that might help you establish your arguments, but also read material that might not be all that much about your topic, but might put your imagination into work and will give you the resources to work with. It could be a novel, a book of poems, or a book of short stories. When you feel like you are ready to start writing, start your first draft by hand. It is a proven fact that writing using your hand stimulates your mind and memory. Try making notes while you read. For example, a diagram of what you intend to write, define goals, and a writing structure in this diagram. Once you have these elements at hand, in addition to a dictionary and a bibliography, start your text taking the following tips into consideration. Know your ending before you start writing. Everything has to go around that ending, having a clear vision of where your conclusion can be. The arguments used to get it can be written on a more agile pace. Concision. Thanks to the internet and the social networks like Facebook, Twitter, and others, concision has become an important element when we want to catch our readers' attention. Of course, it is not a mandatory to explain complex concepts in 140-character phrase, but when we write, we must search to develop ideas with a few words. In academic settings, this tendency, not popular until recently, is on the rise, but in literary genres, it has been an important aspect of the elegance in the use of words and the images they project. Aspire to trigger an effect. It is important to aspire to give our readers a strong impression, to start a text with strong ideas, to anticipate the conclusions a little to generate interest and help you remain in your reader's memory. Words as music. Vocabulary is the substance of reading word. Watch it closely along your writing. Try to use new words and don't repeat terms unless justified. Check conjugation and verbs. Likewise, phrase structure is important. Use shorter, simpler phrases. Use more commas, periods, and full stops between phrases. And read it out loud before you consider it finished. Listening to what you write will help you fix and improve your fluidity. Character and context. As a literary resource or as a methodological element, to contextualize the topic using the right resources sets limits to your words but also to our readers. They will understand the context more easily, and as a writer you will set goals which you will develop the story. There are other recommendations you can follow not only to improve it, but to make it in a habit in a career and later in life. Set a limited time and place to write every day. It's a good habit. Approach people interested in the topic and tell what you want to write. Once you're done writing, share it with someone who, just like you, knows about the topic and has an interest in it. Ask for tips, comments, and exchange points of view. Reread your work out loud to someone else. Remember that writing is not only useful during studies, it is a way to strengthen your knowledge and share ideas and points of view. We invite you to stay with us here in Vitamina C and follow the road of the writing. Discover, share, and comment, all with Vitamina C.